3 companies, disrupting what you know about marketing and branding. Welcome to M Squared.
Hi, and welcome back to M Squared, a podcast about building brands, business, and everything in between. I'm here with my co-host, Mike Bloomfield, the Techie Geek.
Hello.
Anthony Rapp from PR Cision.
What's up?
And we're here with our special guest, Shawnae Dixon from Shawnae's house.
Thank you for having me.
So welcome back. You are our first repeat guest. We had Shawnae with us last week at the SIEDC Business Conference, which was a huge hit. But before we segue back into your story, let's talk about the writer's strike in Hollywood.
You're not following. We have to do Rapp's rant. He starts it.
No, we discussed it. He asked
He
asked permission.
Please, Rapp's rant.
Wow.
And now, for today's Raps Rant.
We're getting too comfortable now. We're arguing already on the mics.
Raps Rant.
We're not supposed to do that.
Raps Rant.
Go ahead, Rapp. Did you have something you wanted to speak about?
So we have a restaurateur with us here, and we also have Mike Bloomy with us, who's recently started Weight Watchers. So let's talk about the journey, what you think. I also heard that you create some homemade meals that you've had people lose weight based on the way you create it, knowing ingredients and all that stuff. So first, before we get into this is not to make fun of you, Mike. Usually I do make fun of you, but this is not. This is to compliment you on taking a step towards getting healthy. So let's riff a little bit on Weight Watchers, why you chose that program in general. Did the marketing get you? Because everybody knows it. But
I being heavy my whole life, as most heavy people tell you, you tend to go like this. It's like a journey that never ends. I'm addicted to food, as my doctor told me. And there's actually medicine, it's true, and there's actually medicine they give you, which is the same medicine they give, like they said, to drug addicts to curb that addiction. Wow. But she said, rather than do that, my blood work came back all good. I'm a healthy fat. But now that I know that, she said, I would prefer not to give you shots and pills. I'd rather you do it natural. And previously, I've on Weight Watchers, right before my wedding, I think I lost 42 pounds.
so it does work.
Oh, it works. The whole thing with Weight Watchers and why I chose it again, and she recommended it again, is because with Weight Watchers, you can
not
eat
a
everything.
diet,
It's
right?
not a diet. It's a lifestyle. It's once again teaching me to eat like a normal person. I could have a slice of pizza. Nice. I could have chicken parmesan. I could have fried chicken and collard greens and all the fun stuff that you get at Soul Food, but it's portion control, right? When I get it, maybe don't have 4 pieces of fried chicken. Have 2 pieces of fried chicken, a quarter of mashed potatoes.
If you haven't been to dinner or lunch with Mike, you got to understand that when he's ordering and he's ordering for the table, he's like a kid in a candy shop, because then all of a sudden we're getting family style appetizers.
Everything.
There's 15 different apps out.
It looks like if like Game of Thrones was occurring, and we're having the king sat down and they're just putting plates down of
That's
food.
the way you're supposed to do it
And
anyway.
the best part is though, every time I order, they're like, "You don't think that's too much?" I'm like, "No, I think it's just right." And then there's nothing left. So clearly, I ordered enough for the table. But now when I go out, I'll be like this: veggies, some more And the other thing with Weight Watchers that makes it is certain foods have 0 points. Protein, like grilled chicken, grilled shrimp, shellfish. There's a veggies, fruit, corn, popcorn. There's a lot beans. So are all 0 points. So I can have all the beans I want. So stay away from me. I can have all the beans I want.
And it's interesting because you're doing it on your personal social. So we're hoping that everybody's liking, following, and subscribing to the M Squared podcast channels. But I encourage anyone watching or listening to also follow you on your personal page, because it's a great journey, and I think you'll do better with all the support you're going to get from friends, family, and followers.
The fact that you just brought it up on this, you make it real, so I have to do it. And I can't just post
Accountability.
Accountability. It's the same way my dad posted a comment. I want to bet, I think it was a few dollars a pound I lose to the Grace Foundation. And he's like, anyone else? I'm like, oh, please. Because the more people that say that, then I have to do it, because if people are begging and trying to donate to a charity, I can't let the nonprofits down. But then the question came up, if I gain weight, do they have to give me money?
No, you got to pay in their place.
Yeah, I was going to say. You don't have
Is
to pay.
that how it works?
Yeah, you got to pay then.
That doesn't seem fair.
In any event, it's commendable, and we wish you luck. We're going to be with you every step of the way, because I know you're going to be successful, and I encourage everyone to follow you and encourage you along the way by just liking some of your comments and posts and pushing you along. So then,
I don't have it. Can I? May I have your Instagram just so I can
Oh,
share
my,
it too?
my normal one?
Yeah,
I don't,
your
I don't even know
Instagram.
what my personal one is, so I will give it to you when we're done.
Okay.
How do you like? I don't even know my personal. I'm old, like, so most of my stuff is done on my business one, so Techie Geek.
Okay,
right? That's
yes.
all my. But I do post stuff on my personal Instagram, but I really never give it out. So I don't even know who it is.
because you like to stalk people.
Yes, I use it. Isn't that what everyone uses it for?
It's your phantom page.
But now I want to hear about how I can have soul food and lose weight. This is
Well,
like we talking fried chicken, or
Yeah, you can, like you were saying, like you can't have certain things. One of the things that I've learned, because I lost 128 pounds.
That's, congrats.
Oh, yeah, just naturally.
I didn't hear that last time you spoke.
I keep a lot to myself.
She's like an onion. You just keep peeling it back and peeling it back. Unbelievable.
Like the soul food that I serve in the restaurant it's soul food, but I swap out a lot of ingredients in order to make it healthier. I think we don't think that we can do that, but we can, and we can make things
Delicious.
much better for us and still be delicious. So like I had a customer come into me last week. They said, "Oh, I had the oxtails, but they weren't really Caribbean inspired. It was different. They had different herbs. And what do you do different?" I said, "I grow my herbs and I put herbs in my food and they're natural. And then I put sea moss and soursop leaves in
what
there."
you don't ever see on
the
Right.
You're not getting that on the menu.
What is sea moss?
So sea moss is what grows in the ocean.
Oh, like actual.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, like the corally
Yeah.
algae looking stuff. And it makes the reef or whatever. Cutting it up, it has 92 minerals out of the 104 minerals that you have, vitamins and minerals you have in your body. It has 92
Are you
of
getting
them.
this right out of the Raritan?
No, I have it delivered to
Okay,
me.
just checking.
And you're looking at me like, are you looking at me because I don't know what sea moss is, or because you also were like sea moss?
No, Dan is an avid sea moss connoisseur. He's a sea moss of the month package delivered. Him and Kerry are
When
sea
you look
moss.
back, when we look at the footage, it's just Dan.
Oh, what is
One, I was
what's going
confused
on?
that you didn't know what moss is. And
When
number
I
two,
didn't give it is, when I heard sea moss, I'm thinking the letter C, moss. I'm not thinking
Right. No,
in the
sea,
sea,
yeah,
like
sea in the
Ursula and
Right.
Little
she's
Mermaid.
talking
yeah.
about cooking with the earth.
Okay,
I'm
now
in
I get it.
tune with the earth. You're absolutely right.
I think that's going to be the tagline, by the way. Cooking with the earth.
Cooking with
I
the
love
earth.
I
it.
see it right here. We're going to put it
I'm
right here.
taking it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't cook with the earth. I eat.
You cook with your phone. You dial
Right.
and they deliver.
That it
So,
produces.
and the people like, you don't know what you eat. I have no idea. I'm not a good cook. I know how to cook. I know how to barbecue.
Okay, that's a great
I know
one.
how to
You
make.
know how to grill.
I know how. Okay, grill. I know how to make chicken cutlets, fried shrimp. No, chicken cutlets with mashed potatoes and Velveeta.
Yummy.
Yummy. And fried shrimp linguine with a Vincent's hot sauce or a Kim's Cook's hot sauce warmed up.
It's a shame that your restaurant is not on this side of the island
Oh,
because
yeah.
when I owned a restaurant, he was our best customer. Every Friday and Saturday night, they'd call,
First of
Mike,
all,
what can we get you tonight? They'd be
I
like,
didn't know you had a restaurant, which is dope. And I'll be on this side very soon. So,
good.
Oh, there you
We're
go.
excited.
3 of the people in this room have had a restaurant.
There we go. See?
Wait, 3 of the. Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But
You were in
Dan
a
had the big boy in Manhattan, so you're in Manhattan. I'm just a local.
Excuse us.
Eltonville guy over
Yes.
here. Sorry.
I agree.
Little guys.
I
Yeah,
agreed to open a
guys.
pizzeria once, but that thing fold out.
Yeah. Because I told you that we weren't going to make money in it. Why- he wanted me to just take his money and let's go buy a pizzeria. I mean,
Okay.
I just wanted a place to go get free pizza.
You just
So-
wanted to be cool.
it's not
That's
free,
all.
though, when you bought the restaurant.
Now, you told me,
Ask Cheech. He'll tell you.
Shawnae, you told me that most of your clientele comes from the South Shore over there.
Most of my clientele dine-in are all South Shore customers, and that's just because of all the different food groups on social media that are like passing around all this information or reviews about us. So they're the ones making all the reservations. The North Shore pretty much is doing a lot of the takeout. We every once in a while they'll come and sit down, but I guess it's like it feels like home to them. This is their stuff, so they can come and I'll take mine home. I'm 5 minutes away. But like I had a customer come in that was from the South Shore. They said it took them 50 minutes to get to me. Like,
a truth.
They were probably
what?
from
On
Tottenville.
Staten Island?
I hate those
Yeah.
people from Tottenville. I live in Tottenville. Just
So
what I'm saying.
we're 15 minutes from Tottenville here, and yeah, to get to the North Shore is 40 minutes easy.
They said it was like $65 to take an Uber.
We went to the St. George Theater the other night when Mike drove.
I love going
It
there.
took 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
You go to the city. It's quick.
It's right.
And I love, there's so many great restaurants on the North Shore.
Oh, yeah.
And when you really look through like the restaurants that win the awards and everything, it's all many on the North Shore. But when I look at it and we're planning a place to go out, it's 45 minutes to get there.
Right.
Or I'm in New Jersey in 10. And that's what happens. And you could get the great restaurants in New Jersey. And that's the thing that makes it hard for the South Shore. But I love going. But I'm seeing a lot more of the restaurants from the North Shore open down here because they realize we love to
tap in. They want to tap in. And a lot of the customers, they come in and they're pressing you. They're like, when are you opening on the South Shore?
Why do I have to
We
travel
don't
to
want to drive all the way over here.
You know what I loved though during COVID.
You're allowed to say that now. It's over.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. As COVID had, of course, there was many terrible things during COVID, but there were certain things that came out of it. The Instacarts and the Door Dashes. But the certain
Drizzly, yes.
Drizzly's the best.
but the one thing I loved during COVID, which I never thought I would say,
We're going to frame that. That's going to be its own segment, just so you know.
Is I was able to order from any restaurant on Staten Island and they would deliver.
Oh, yeah.
We were ordering every day of the week from different restaurants. And we were ordering from Mezcal's on the North Shore and all over. But everyone was happy to have the business and whatever. It was going. And then it was funny because as times were turning, you call that restaurant, could you deliver them?
No, we don't go. That's too daggone far.
Those business owners and restaurateurs, and you'll attest to this, it cost them money to deliver that. Like they probably made $3 on that $300 meal you ordered, but it was worth it to keep the people employed, to keep the chef cooking, to keep the door open, the electric on. So that's why.
Now, something else that came out of COVID was that there was a massive amount of content that was released, especially on streaming apps, and they. All these different streaming apps, they took anything they had in the archive and they were just pushing it out because people were home.
Yeah.
Now,
Tiger King
was a huge one.
But and that was, if COVID didn't exist, that would not have been as big as it was.
Carol Baskin. But listen, you're 100% correct. But even shows got new life. Like what was the show with? I completely forget. What was the name of it?
Which the show with the actor? There was a guy in it and a girl.
The lady, they were running and they kissed.
Tiger?
No, the family, the Schitt's Creek.
Who brought that?
Oh, that was funny.
That is a great show.
That was hilarious.
That show was already like written off, and then it became wildly popular. It became one of the best shows out there ever made.
I did a whole streaming thing on Facebook. I went on there. The only way that I was able to even cope with COVID or anything was I just turned the camera on. The same way you have it all set up in here, I had it in my house. I created a whole little studio in my dining room. I'm going to do a cooking show. And I called it I Love Cooking. And people were tapping in. And the crazy part about it was nobody really knew what to do in terms of like money or how you were going to make money or anything like that. And people were cash apping me for the show. Yeah, so I didn't even know what was happening. I was like, why did this lady Catherine send me this money, right? And so every time I went on, it taught me so much discipline because it was going on. I made my kids, everybody be a part of it. I'm like, listen, get the studio ready. The food needs to be done. Get over here. Don't move the dog. I can't have this. Oh, the lighting is wrong. And I was going crazy. And then it was like, I need to be on by 5 o'clock. And then I would be on and people would be sitting there like watching, like ready. And then as soon as the show was done, they were sending me money. Here,
so we did the same thing, but no one ever sent us any money. No one ever sent us $1.
I was just about to say, Massimo, if you're watching this, no one sent us money. We did 150 shows live on Facebook during COVID.
Yeah.
We were on 3 times a day, 5 days a week. We were on breakfast with Bloomy, midday with Moss, and then Gotham After Dark, right? You had your COVID talks,
which worked.
I didn't really dang at this point. That was like, I first started to like dang during COVID, right? That was when we started to really become friends.
I love the share. This is beautiful.
Yeah, he was a spy. But going like pre-COVID and like these live shows, but it truly got me through the day. I remember being locked down, the beginning of COVID, and it's crazy because I was thinking about this the other day. We're finally past it. Yes, it's an endemic. It's going to be here forever, but we're past the point of the deaths and everything.
And
the
fear.
Lockdowns, the fear.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, I remember watching the news and seeing the count. When are we going to open? Are we going to be by Easter? And the thing that kept me sane was going on this stupid Facebook Live show.
That's it.
And talking to people, talking
Red wine
in the
kept
comments.
me sane.
Yeah.
Copious amounts of red wine.
Fast forward 3 years. All those writers and those people, they showed that they proved their value. They proved their worth, especially as people cut the cable, right? And now we have the strike.
The writer's strike. Again,
It's pretty crazy.
That was 2007 the last time, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And they can't believe the industry. And based on everything I'm reading, the writers have it's the movie studios who are holding out. They're not wanting to give the same residuals for streaming, different things.
It's the union.
And
They've been negotiating back and forth. They just can't come to.
And the importance of these writers and the importance of the content, how much you're going to fight over pennies and cents to the movie studios.
Especially when they're making.
And then we're going to
such
be subject to more reality television. Dun, dun.
That was what started reality television, right? Wasn't that kind of the writer's strike which pushed everything in the reality television?
Right.
Yeah.
So, wait, this is the time. I'm going to start a camera and just follow me around finally.
You're right.
It could be Mike loses weight on Weight Watchers.
You could do that.
GoPro. What?
We'll contact Weight Watchers. They'll do a life story on you. It'd be great. Great content.
I think it would be dope.
I'd pay to watch every time you fall.
Oh my God.
He falls more than anybody I've ever seen. He falls out of his chair, falls in his driveway.
The bloopers of Mike.
There's videos all on YouTube, Facebook, you can watch.
These all exist. This is real.
Yeah, they'll be. I'll make sure they're in the edit
You
of
ever
this
check your
podcast.
equilibrium? Is it off?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
His wife hits him in the head a lot.
Maybe if you lose weight, you won't fall anymore.
Okay, first off, my falls usually are due to outside influences like ice on the steps.
All terrain situations.
Yes. Or the other one was Hurricane Ida. There was literally a downpour and water rushing at me. The falling on my chair. The chair tried to kill me.
Oh my God. This
And the best is I
you're
have
like
to,
a walking tornado. I don't know. It's like,
I will show you this video after. The video of me falling out of the chair could have been so much better if the chair would have shot out the window because it was pretty close. Like it would have from the second floor would have shot out and landed on a car.
we need
Think
to,
of how
we need to watch you for America's Funniest Home Videos. Can they bring that back? Because I think you'd probably always win.
Yeah,
I think it's still going.
It is.
it is still on. Yeah.
What? Who's the host?
It's all TikTok stuff and everything. They get the videos from now, right?
All right, let's move it away from making fun of Mike. I
feel
want to
like-
bring it back. I
Is
have
this
a serious
episode about
question.
Shawnae or is it about Mike?
I got a serious question. So, Shawnae, you said
ahead.
something before that was interesting and sparked a thought. So you said you did your live stream and you were regimented every day at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
And you got into it and you did it. One of the biggest things that we have learned and we're coming to learn as we do this podcast is that a lot of the people, a lot of brands have a fear of doing that.
Yeah.
So they'll sit with us, they'll speak with us, they'll talk about what they should do, what they need to do. And then you're like, how many TikToks a day are you doing? How many YouTube shorts are you putting out? And they're like,
None.
and it's because of the fear. So do you have any personal experience or any tips you could share with how to overcome that or first time on camera?
Absolutely. I think like one thing is you really have to shake off wanting it to come off like somebody else's content. You have to be really genuine. Be yourself. In the beginning, when I first started doing it, I did have a lot of fear, but I just felt like I needed to do it because that was the only thing that was going to allow me to be sane. What the hell? I can't go outside. When I do go outside, I look like Marge Simpson. My hair is tied up. I have a big giant bun. I have gloves and all kind of crazy stuff on. What am I going to do to make myself feel normal? And it was like food makes me feel normal and talking to people about the food makes me feel good. And I also wanted the opportunity to help people because I started to really figure some things out just about the pandemic and storing food and rationing and not being able to get certain items. And so I taught in the beginning, it was all about what's in your pantry. You know what I mean? So everybody has rice, everybody has beans, everybody has like all these little things. It was like dig in your refrigerator and pull out, and then everybody would be pulling these things out, and then we would create the meal. So I believe it was just really about being as genuine as I possibly can be and going on there with a purpose. People get nervous about going on there because you really don't have any purpose. You just want to go viral. Like you want to be something so fast, so quick, but you don't want to put the work in because you don't really have any purpose. I had a purpose. My purpose was help these people get through because I don't know if tomorrow is going to be the end. We're all going to just die. Or I don't know.
Truth, but said.
Right. I didn't know. I didn't know how to address that. But then I was just like, you know what? If I can get people to just eat and be calm and relax and just treat this situation like it's a regular day, maybe they'll be okay. And so it was more about being inspirational, being motivational, try to encourage people, look up, don't be so sad, don't be fearful, and then giving them tips. Like some of the stuff you have in your house, you don't even realize it's medicine. Like we don't look at it like medicine, like sea moss. You can go outside in your yard, you can pick up certain grapes and leaves and things like that, and you can boil these things and use these as extracts, and these things are immune boosters. And that's what I was teaching people was boost your immune system with what you have. Figure these things out so that you can feel better about yourself. Because I believe that really COVID was like a panic illness. Like people had anxiety, they were panicking, they were so much fear that you thought. Right. I used to go walking around my house holding my breath for 10 seconds to see if I had it. Like
I did that.
I mean, that
And
was
then
what,
if I started coughing, I was like, oh my God, I have COVID.
but that's what we were told to do. That's what was in the media. That's
I was
all
doing it every day.
The information that we had, though, we didn't know better at the time. And
I was
I
the
think
outside,
something.
licking
I think
doorknobs.
something special about that. But I think
trying to
something
get it.
special about what she's saying is that she's a chef. Sharing a meal is probably the most special thing you could possibly do for somebody because you're sharing an extension of yourself and you're sharing love. And she found a different way to be able to do that with people
Yeah.
during the pandemic. And I think that's really
Yeah, so I was like a sugar mama. That's why they were sending me money. It was like, hey, boy, I love you.
But
Like,
then one of the ancillary effects, right? Because that's part one, right? So the content creation, you got over your fear.
yes.
Now, you did say people were sending you money, but you weren't asking for it.
No, I never
my
asked
follow-up
for it.
question. Now that COVID is over, do you have customers or patrons or guests
Oh,
or people
yes.
that subscribe to your meal services that you weren't pushing it at all?
Yeah.
So the ancillary effect of you doing good and you being in front of the camera and you putting out content resulted in direct revenue increase. and
Revenue
brand
increase,
awareness, right?
friendships, like new relationships. Like people were coming out of the woodwork. I had a woman from Florida who she sends me Christmas money. She sends
Wow.
me all kind of
That's
stuff.
great.
She's like sending me happy birthday money this all the time. I never met this woman, but she started following me during the pandemic, and then we became very close friends. Kat, if you ever get to see this, I love you. You
We'll
know
make
what I
sure
mean?
we find her.
Yes,
We'll tag her.
Catherine
Tell
Cook.
us, yeah.
Catherine Cook. She's like, there was absolutely the brand awareness. There was absolutely the increase in my income. I saw that. And there was like a support, almost like creating a fan base. So that was really powerful also, because a lot of times when the whole purpose in you looking for you to create the content is so that you can have the followers.
Right.
And I was naturally building up these followers that were people that I actually spoke to. I don't have tens of thousands of people on my Instagram page, but the 4,000 or so that I do have, I probably had a conversation with all 4,000.
And it's better to have 4,000 interested community group members than a million followers.
Then
you've
a
never
million
met or
followers that I
seen.
don't know. Absolutely.
So the byproduct of getting all those people and all those fans, if you will, to then support your business later on is something that I'm sure Dan could talk to. But what you did with the content creation is not on purpose and it wasn't sales. You educated, right? So as opposed to a lead gen campaign or something like that, where you're strictly branding, strictly looking for lead generation and business.
Right.
I think in effect, you almost get more business, more leads by just being out there, being genuine and creating content like we're doing here. Because
Absolutely.
people like you, see you, and get to know you.
Yeah. I went to LA. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I went to LA.
You can hold his hand, it's fine.
Okay.
all day.
I went to LA and I was called out there to go work with Teddy Riley. And
Again, Mike doesn't know who that is.
okay, no diggity, no doubt.
I know this.
Rum
Now you
shaker.
do. So that's why you had to clarify.
Yes. So I went out there to go meet him. And when I went to this accelerated radio, and it was down the street from another radio station that's owned by Stevie Wonder, they were doing interviews with the people that were doing like a story on Tupac or something, a movie of his remake or something like that. And the woman that brought me there was like, hey, you should interview this young lady, Shawnae, that I have that came from New York. She's going to meet Teddy Riley to work with him. And they were like, we don't want to work with her. She don't have no followers on her Instagram page. So then she said, well, you should probably go back on her Instagram page and check who is following her.
Right.
And so when they get on there, the list of blue checks are following me.
Right.
So they're like, wait a minute, hold on. So one of her blue checks is equal to this million people that are following her, that are following him.
Right.
So, okay, yeah, come in and do the interview. Yes, we'll do the interview. So like that genuine thing that you're talking about that's in those 4,000 or so people, those are also like genuine, supportive friendships, relationships with celebrities where they said, hey, I'm going to follow you. Okay, follow me. And then they respond on those comments, those little things. So that sparks something in people when they see like Raekwon from Wu-Tang just responded and said, your t-shirt is blah, blah, blah. They're like wondering why that's happening. I'm saying because I have a genuine relationship with every single person. And if I'm going to respond to Raekwon, I'm going to respond to John, who you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
She'll respond to you too, Bloomy. Don't worry.
And you. Yes.
Once I figure out what my handle is.
Or who Raekwon is.
And I.
I'm assuming he's from the Wu-Tang.
Oh, yeah, good job. Hey,
Wu-Tang Clan, purple tape. Yes.
I like how he said. I'm
Right.
assuming that's who he is.
Smooth about it.
So last time you were with us, you told us about how you came back from the dead. We're hearing all these celebrity stories. We're talking about your food, but all of it started with a family journey.
Yes.
So can you share with these guys a little bit about what you told me, going back to who your ancestors are and how you came to Staten Island?
Okay, so my spiel is that I'm 8th generation direct descendant to the first African free black man to purchase property on Staten Island. It is on Sandy Ground is a stop or a throughway of the Underground Railroad where Harriet Tubman did stop and bring some enslaved. Captain John Jackson is my ancestor. He founded Sandy Ground in 1828, built our church in 1850, which is Rossville AME Zion at 584 Bloomingdale Road. And so he was an oysterman. He brought his skills up from the South. He taught some of the slaves that came to Staten Island that were then freed how to oyster until the water was polluted. And then they went more into the field and were growing different crops. The crops that they grew were blueberries, asparagus, and strawberry. When they burnt the ground and tried to take that work from them, the ground, they said nothing would ever grow. So before they called it Sandy Ground, it was called Harrisville. That was another different family member that also helped to establish that community. Then they named it Little Africa. And when they named it Sandy Ground, it was because the road was burnt, the whole land was burnt, and then strawberries grew like crazy out of nowhere, this sandy ground. And so that's where the story comes from about the oldest inhabited space. That inhabited space by its original descendants in the country is Sandy Ground. So in the United States, we are the oldest community inhabited. We are the original descendants staying there in that space that still own that land. Yes, on Staten Island.
Unbelievable.
So
That's
we
an amazing
are,
story.
yeah.
So not only do I not know, well, I know who Wu-Tang is, but I don't even know the history of Staten Island. It's amazing how much.
I don't think
history.
anyone knows what you just said.
Yeah.
We're pretty educated. Dan didn't know until she told him.
We're not that educated.
It's part of working with your nonprofit is to be able to hang on to that history and that restoration. Actually, Brian Leyline from the Staten Island Advance has been working to be able to preserve the history there.
And you said the Sandy Ground, it's on Bloomingdale Road. I could feel like I've passed it. Where Bloomingdale is?
You're in between they own land in between Drumgold almost all the way to Arthur Kill Road. So if you're coming from the expressway from the North Shore and you're coming up Bloomingdale Road, the church is on the right-hand side. It's the only standing old building sitting there surrounded by trees and just dirt and rocks and road. And so like Clay Pit Road is right there. They just built a new school down the street. And then Crabtree Lane, we own down there because our burial ground is there. So some of my ancestors way back from the 1800s are buried in that area, in that cemetery.
And that cemetery that's closer to Arthur Kill.
It's going towards Arthur Kill, yes.
Yeah. And that's one of the oldest cemeteries.
Yes,
that
it is.
Remember. Yeah.
So food is literally in your blood.
Absolutely.
Like from how many generations ago? You said 1800s.
The 1800s,
Right.
yes.
So it makes sense for the food part, but now segue into the nonprofit part because Dan mentioned and alluded to it, and I know we talked about it a little bit, but tell us more about that.
So the nonprofit is the Lotus Bridge. Everybody has an adversity, and I believe that we can bridge one another through our adversities. I explained to you guys in the last show what the life of a lotus is, and it's the foundation of the lotus is in mud, and the stem comes up through murky water, and the lotus flower dies every evening, and it rises with the sun every day. And so when I thought about it, I just thought about myself, like, oh my God, like I have such a tumultuous life. Like, why is everything so friggin' dramatic? And I said, but everybody has their own little dysfunctions or problems, but we still figure out ways to connect and link with each other regardless of our obstacles. And we bridge ourselves in order to bring about peace or joy or help one another. And so that's where the whole Lotus Bridge came from. It was like we're bridging gaps of adversity and poverty, and we're helping one another through love and life and wanting to continue things over and over again. And so that is an organization that I developed just because I felt like one of the things we do focus on is food insecurity and food deserts, but we don't do it from a place where there's a lot of love. We do it because there's funding out there. We do it because there's an opportunity to get with another organization. But do you really love food and what it can do for people? You know what I mean? And so for me, I don't want to just give away this food to you because you might be hungry. I want to give you this, and then I want to educate you on how to use it. I want to educate you on the medicinal properties of some of this food that you're eating. And I want to educate you on also how to have these things in your house and for you to be able to sustain yourself until the next time you get food.
Completely holistic, 360
Absolutely.
degree holistic approach. It makes sense.
Absolutely. Because we just don't know. So my vision is to open up a free supermarket. If you guys ever see it one day, just know that was my vision a very long time ago.
Let me know how you make money because I'll open one right next door to you.
So like a free supermarket, I want that to be funded by the government. I want the government to fund a free supermarket that does. You do have to meet the criteria if you have SNAP benefits, WIC, or anything like that. If you have elderly illness or anything. And when you come in, it's almost like supermarket sweep. So you'll get a list based on your criteria, your family composition, and you'll be told what aisles you can walk down and you can grab these things. And then when you go to grab these things, it's, okay, so my list says I can have spaghetti, I can have spaghetti sauce, I can have ground turkey instead of ground pork or ground beef. And I'm going to have not only spaghetti, I'm also going to utilize that ground turkey to also have tacos because you're going to teach them how to use these things all over. And so I want to teach them how to like shop in a store because we're so frivolous with our money. We go in a supermarket, we buy all this crap, and then half the time you're throwing it out.
I heard that if you literally make a circle around the grocery store,
You get everything
you get
you need.
everything you need.
Yeah.
Is that true?
You never have to
Yes.
go down the aisles.
Absolutely. Vegetables. Vegetables are right on the
protein.
outside. Dairy, meat going
Yeah,
around.
right.
Bread comes around, and then you go out.
The Doritos and the beer is in the second.
All that crap is in the middle.
That's in the center.
Pickles are on the outside. That's it.
Right. They say,
Pickles are on the outside.
I even
Yes.
think if you eat around the outskirts, you probably could lose weight.
You get healthier.
Yeah. All the processed food is through the
Is in
aisles.
the middle, and that's where you're spending all your money.
all the
I love Instacart because it doesn't allow me to walk around in the store. Like I love the whole delivery concept because
you
it doesn't
buy what
allow
you know.
me. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the few things that I really need right now, and it's gonna get delivered to my door. If I walk around, everybody's gonna ask me for something extra.
It's really true because the Instacart, you get exactly what you want.
That's it.
But when you go into the supermarket, I don't care if I'm going for one thing. There's never just one thing
No.
because then you walk through here, you walk down this.
And now I need a cart because I look like a jerk because I'm
Right.
toppling things over.
I
Like,
always go
Because
to
if
Target,
you, if
same
you
thing.
don't, yeah,
One
if you
thing.
don't get the cart,
Never one thing.
if you don't get the
$500
cart, no. If you don't get the cart, you end up getting more stuff, and then
Yes.
you're like,
And then you're
no.
looking for one.
So you get the cart anyway, and then you don't want to be the person that goes up with one thing, so you just keep filling
you
it.
then
start
when
out
you
with the
get there,
hand basket,
the
and then the
basket's
hand
the worst.
basket's inside the cart, and then you're toppling stuff on top of it. Yeah.
The
And if you're
basket's
me, you
the
walk out
worst.
with everything in your arms because you forget that there's no bags anymore. God forbid anybody gave you a bag.
Well,
so now you have all this stuff you're holding, you're
They,
walking
they
out.
sell you brown bags for
not
5
all-
cents.
yeah, but they don't
That
always
as
have
soon
them.
as you walk, you pay.
They don't always
You walk
have them.
past the register.
Well, then you got to
Everything-
buy the $3 bags that are reusable
gotta-
with their name on them.
I got a stock pile. I have every top tomato bag,
I
every
can
La
build a
Bella
house with my
bag.
bags.
Yeah. And you always say to yourself, "Yeah, I'll bring them." No,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not.
going to bring
You're
them.
not
Yeah,
gonna
no,
bring
I'm not.
I don't think I've ever brought a bag into a store once.
Why would you just buy another one? Right? And then that's why when they don't have it, it's so annoying.
Give me the plastic bag.
Give it back to me.
We're killing the earth with
Save the
reusable.
turtle. Save the fish. So, incredible family history.
Yeah, thanks.
Great
I like to
segue
see.
in between with your entire life. I would love for you to. This fascinated me the other day when we met.
Mm-hmm.
Go through your celebrity list.
Break it down. Go.
Oh, God.
Let's see if you can do it in alphabetical order. No.
Oh, my God.
Do we want to guess how many of them I will know?
You better know.
Oh,
Ed Norton,
I know Ed Norton.
Danny Glover,
No, Danny Glover.
Come on.
Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Those are my top. Lil
Cook-
Kim,
You cooked for them?
everybody. Anybody that I name, I cooked for.
Lil Kim, I know.
Little Kim, Jagged
certain-
Edge, Naughty by Nature, RL.
Don't know him.
Next.
Them.
A certain NFL.
Lou
team.
Pepper Williams, Bromley from the Giants when he played with the Giants, Charlemagne, DJ Envy. It makes me cloudy because there's so many of them. I hate to brag. The Dallas
entire
Cowboys,
team?
the entire team,
Dallas Cowboys team.
all of Wu Tang, Dave
What?
East,
There's 40.
Little
Wu-Tang?
Duval, Dream Doll, Memphis Bleak, Cardi B, all of Love and Hip Hop, all of the Nets, all of the
All of
Clippers.
the Nets. That's great.
So while she's thinking,
Yeah.
I think something
there's
that's
so many.
really
Oh, I could go down the list.
something
I gotta-
that's
Wait,
really
she's pulling out.
gotta
I got their phone numbers.
why
Hold
you
on.
I do have their phone numbers. I'm really scared to lose my phone, and I have to change my password like every 2 months.
You just have to sync it.
I have
so they
to
kind-
no, I have to change it just because I don't need like my son plays his games on here. I
of
would
a sudden
hate
your
for
nephew's calling little
I
Kim.
would hate for somebody to pick my phone up and have access to the numbers. I have to like some of them I'm kept under an NDA. I can't like share the information.
right.
So Mike sells business continuity plans that would help you.
back that up and make sure you always have it. But now, where did you cook for them? Like they
In their homes. Most of them in their homes. Some of them at events, television sets. I've done for Orange is the New Black. I've done
that was a great show.
Yeah, I've done quite a few movies. I've done a lot of television. I've done Fox. I've done CBS. I've done Ford. I've done Major League Baseball. I've done Yves Saint Laurent. I've done Walmart. I've done Papa John's. I've done Instagram, Facebook,
wait.
Snapchat. These are all companies
back
that I work
Papa
with.
John's. They have
Papa John's.
Notice
food,
how you
yes.
said everything else. He reverted to
Well, no,
Papa John's.
because that was a restaurant. Why are they hiring a chef to?
I did their commercials.
Everything you've just named, everything you've done, your incredible talent, your incredible story. Now, bringing it back to marketing and branding, you have not, to my knowledge, taken out a billboard. You have not
No.
advertised in magazines.
No.
You have not. So just to bring it back, so
Technically,
the
she
way-
doesn't have a website.
Right.
I don't
You
have
don't.
one.
I didn't even know that. All right. So that's important that our listeners and viewers hear. So you got brands out there spending millions of dollars trying to attract people. You got
Gatorade,
brands-
Nike, Under Armour.
and you
keep going.
now you've been with all these companies. So
Yes.
and you don't even have a website, Dan just said. So share with us how you were able to pierce that veil of getting in front of and being a part of and being in the conversation with these Fortune 500 companies and these A-list celebrities without any traditional
No
marketing,
business card.
no business card.
No website. No Instagram. No
Right.
Facebook. No nothing.
But this is the value. This is what we need to hear.
I am the Hitch of food. If you ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith,
Love Hitch.
I'm the secret person of food. So I went on Fox 29 in November of 2015, and I did a demo with them for Thanksgiving, and I got the opportunity to work with them. And Will Downing was I happened to be on the show. That was the first time that I had ever been like publicized. And right after that, I had asked God, could you please put me in front of Charlemagne because I want to cook for him. And then February 8th of 2016, I got called to do the Breakfast Club. And I went and did the Breakfast Club, and I asked Charlemagne, I said, hey, Charlemagne, do you think you could hire me? Because I really need to get my name out there. And he was like, sure, no problem. He says, but I don't really know how to use you. I said, please don't Hollywood me. I need to get hired. And he was like, no, I got you. I'm going to hire you. And then that was February 8th. I went into his house I said, you know what? You love Valentine's Day. That's what you've always said on the radio. I said, your wife can come downstairs butt naked and I won't look at her, I promise you, but I'll feed her and I'll feed you. Just tell me what to do. And so he ended up calling me the day before Valentine's Day and had me come in to his home and cater for him. He asked me that day when I catered, he said, hey, who else do you want to work with? I said, oh, I don't know. I said, I could work with iHeartMedia. Tell me who else. I said, I could do Angie Martinez. He said, sure, no problem. He picks up his phone. He calls Angie on the phone and he says, hey, my chef is here right now. Can she come and do your show? And then I was at Angie Martinez the next week. That following week, I did DJ Clue, and then I did Pro Styles, and I did all of the shows on iHeart. When I did all of those shows on iHeart, Miss Communications contacted me because they saw me on Instagram.
Right.
On my personal Instagram, I had no business page. Somebody caught wind of it, and I got a phone call from Hot 97, called me. DJ Enough had me come in and do a staff appreciation luncheon. I did the staff appreciation luncheon, and on that day, it was like after 7 and like Babyface or somebody was in there. I ended up catering for Hot 97 all of their music meetings, all of their DJ meetings. So every hot DJ from here to California would show up in this big giant boardroom, 40, 50 of them would be in there. And anybody that was coming out with an album, a record, an EP, anything, it was Dream Doll, it was Little Duval, it was Dave East, it was anybody. I heard the songs before they were hot because I catered every meeting for every celebrity that was looking to get recognized by the radio. And so I'd be in there and I'd get this whole opportunity to sit down with Dream Doll, who's shaking, nervous. Oh my God, they're not gonna like my song. And I'm like, how much does your wig cost?
Right.
Are you serious? Are you gonna have a whole mental breakdown right now? I'm gonna need you to man up, get in there and sell yourself because they're not spending all this money and all this time for you to get in there and be nervous of becoming this next big superstar. And she's, you know what? You just helped me. She goes in there and she kills it in the meeting. Oh, now they're listening to her music. And I'm like, hey, I did that. But that was my other gift, is to encourage and motivate and inspire. Get out there and live your purpose. But my opportunity was to sit or serve in front of anybody in the industry. And that thing really blew up. I did Little Kim's 50th birthday party there. I did.
She's not 50.
Well, is she? Oh,
I'm only kidding.
Yeah, I think she's like 50 years old.
No, I'm only kidding.
I did hers. I just recently did DJ Drama's album release party. I just finished like doing some other stuff with Jada Kiss, The Lox, Busta Rhymes, all of them. They were all like the hip hop legends. I did this whole concert. I did Rakim, Eric B, like everybody. Like, and it was just always word of mouth. Did you try that girl's food that just came here and served that strawberry cornbread? And they were like, no. And then they would pass my phone number, and then I get the phone call. So you're asking me, how do I market? It was the hitch call. It was like, I would see a number, and like you guys can all avoid like scam likelies and like numbers that you don't know. I can't avoid any number.
Yeah, you got to pick
because
it up.
I don't know, and I mostly answer a lot of LA, California calls because they'll call and it'll be like a production company is calling.
handler or somebody.
Yeah, they'll be calling me and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm calling because we're getting ready to come out. We're flying out there to do Yves Saint Laurent's commercial. So I was going to be there. Can you do the commercial?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." So I have to answer the phone. So that's how it happens. It happens with no card. I just give them the phone number and then somebody else passes it.
Talent, serendipity, and relationships. They don't teach that in marketing. They didn't teach me that in NYU. I'll tell you that right now.
Something that we've talked about, though, throughout the entire series is giving back and being here for the community. And I know that is one of your missions, is being able to be a resource in Staten Island. And
Absolutely.
you just recently won an award, correct?
Yes, I won the National Black Family and Business Award from the National, what is the Negro Women's Council? Is that what it is? I can't stick with all that because if you go to the restaurant, there's 1,000 beautiful awards all in the windows from the senator and the mayor and everybody, and the assemblyman and the councilwoman and everybody else's grandma. Everybody just wrote me and just gave me wonderful, beautiful things. They're just fabulous people for supporting my brand and my business. But I believe one of the reasons why they do that is because I have embedded in my family. My husband was like, has mean eyebrows. I taught him to not have mean eyebrows because I need people to approach us. And so the reason why is because I always want to give things away. I always want to help people, whether they're in a good or a bad situation. Just because you have all the money in the world doesn't mean that you have somebody telling you that they love you. And so standing in line at a supermarket, I'll buy somebody's food in front of me or behind me. You know what I mean? I'll just let them just keep running it on the belt. And then my husband's like, oh my God, she's doing it again. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll just pay. And then I can't ask any questions. I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I got a Dunkin' Donuts ministry. This is the first time I'm sharing it in public. I have a Dunkin' Donuts ministry. It happened during the pandemic. The Spirit told me, pay for the person behind me. And I couldn't ask for the bill. I couldn't ask what it was.
Right.
I just had to pay. And so the Dunkin' Donuts on Forest Avenue. Shout out to Ruwan because he has a dope team. I pull up, I pay for mine. The woman knows me. She swipes it twice.
Right.
Me and the person behind me. I've done it for about 3 years. I've done it for 3 years ever since the pandemic has happened. And like people have chased me down Forest Avenue following me. Oh my God, you bought all that. It cost me $23. Why did you pay? And I'm like, miss, please don't. And I'm like, I got a whole plan for my husband. Like when I pay, he knows he has to speed out into traffic and get away from the person so they cannot look at me or talk to me. And so I don't want you to say thank you. I just want it to be done. And so the nonprofit organization does have a food pantry in front of the restaurant that happens Saturdays. It'll be coming now in the warmer months. Saturdays and Tuesdays, if they give us, we get supply from the churches in the community and from the farmers market at St. George. They'll provide 150 pounds of fresh vegetables that we give out on Saturday, which is really nice. And now I have a connection. Monday was my power day. So usually people have this really sucky Monday. My Monday was fabulous.
Industry day. Come on.
Yeah,
Restaurant.
I love
Mondays,
it.
Industry day.
My Monday was fabulous because I got a connection with the Ferry Hawks. And so I'll be opening up my concession at the Ferry Hawks. Monday, I got the opportunity to then build with my nonprofit organization with the Midwest Food Pantries. They'll now be giving me a box truck worth of food to give out for the nonprofit organization. And then I got to call the New York City Commissioner Kevin Kim, because I have his phone number. Thank you, Kevin. I love you. And when I told him that I secured the Ferry Hawks, then the Yankee Stadium concession has offered me the opportunity to open up Shawnae's house at the Yankee Stadium. So that all happened.
And this
on
was Monday.
This
This was a
was
Monday.
my Monday. So it's like dope, right? Like,
Wow.
yeah, so I'm pretty like excited just for Staten Island because I really want to bring and I want to bridge the gap between small business owners and big franchise businesses. And I want to create visibility for those businesses. That's another thing that I do for free in my restaurant. I allowed about 9 or 10 different companies that were home-based businesses, same as I started, to bring their products into the restaurant and carefully put their code up and their details for their businesses and sell their products in my restaurant. And I don't ask for anything from them. I just want to bring awareness to the community that there's these businesses out here that are really struggling to get their name out, but they want to put their products out. And so that's something that I believe we're going to be able to partner with in my community initiative with the Ferry Hawks. And so I'll be helping small businesses bring their visibility to the stadium.
I did everything on Monday but fall out of the bed. So
Right.
you added a fantastic. I mean, I'm thankful I woke up, let alone.
That's a
that kind of
blessing
day.
too.
Yeah.
So like I think my thing is coming around full circle. Things are really happening for me, even though like I want to say to everybody that's out there seeking to be purpose driven, don't be purpose driven behind the dime. Be purpose driven behind the purpose or the idea of how you inspire people. Because there's no way, shape, or form I'm going to sit here and tell you that I'm absolutely rich. You know what I mean? I'm not rich in money, but I am rich in access. So I can walk in any office, I can walk in any door, I can walk in anywhere, I can call anybody, and I can speak to them, and they will assist me or support me in whatever it is that I want to do. But I've learned how to humbly save my favors for the Big Bang Theory. So that'll be happening very soon. So I'm excited for that to come.
So if we can't go to a website to learn about the restaurant, where can we follow you? Where can we learn more? Where can our viewers and listeners find out about the nonprofit, about what you're doing?
Go to the restaurant.
Go to the restaurant.
go to the restaurant.
381 Van Duzer Street on the North Shore, 10304 in the town. That's Stapleton. And come and hang out with me Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's your payday. And you want to eat dinner, that's when you'll spend your money. That's my concept. My concept is I'm open on your payday when you're going to eat dinner.
I like that.
Yeah.
Open on your payday.
Yeah.
So you did have a website for the nonprofit, though.
No, it's not up. It's not up
Yeah,
yet.
I found it.
The Lotus Bridge? No, not my
No,
house.
okay.
Say
no,
Grace.
Say Grace. NY.com.
Say Grace is my catering business where I started in the very beginning. And I did that website myself. And I beat myself up about that on Squarespace. I think it was. Yeah.
fine. You always got
Right.
something.
Yeah,
I beat
know
myself up because I'm critical.
I know it was up because when I was editing the stuff from the SIDC,
Yeah.
I found the address,
Yeah.
and that's what I put.
Yeah, and I never even really shared the website with anybody because there was no prices on my menu. There was no nothing. I
That's
was like,
better.
yeah,
Let them
whatever.
wonder and charge what you want later on.
Just
I mean,
charge
that's the easy way
yeah,
to do it.
Yeah. So I did make that one myself.
Good.
Yeah,
You had your history.
I
you
did
had
my
everything.
best. I did my best. That's just looking at other people's
I like
pages.
that. The hitch of food.
I'm the hitch of culinary. Yeah, I'm the
Have you
hitch.
ever cooked for Will Smith?
No. And what's funny is I had the opportunity to cook for Will Smith, but I was out of town when he was on the Breakfast Club, and I got called to go to the Breakfast Club to do that particular show.
Carlton Banks is who does America's Funniest
Funniest
Home
home videos.
Talking about Will
Yes.
Smith. There you go.
Yeah.
That's that's
not
the one from
unusual.
Family Matters, right? Or
No, that's Fresh
Prince of Bel Air. Yeah.
Fresh
Sorry.
Prince. Yes.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
I do love.
you talking
That was a
about
great.
Urkel?
But if you talk about Star Wars,
What?
No,
he's all
Uh-oh.
in. He's all in.
Uh-oh.
No,
Can't take
Fresh
that
Prince
away.
of Bel Air. I watched. I just messed up the name of the show, but every kid my age watched Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Everybody had to.
Little Willie from Philly.
Yes. His book was really
I
good.
can't sing the song.
I remember
It
when
was one of those days.
Men in Black came out. I went to the city. I
I
saw the
love
Ray
Men in
Bans.
Black.
I waited in
Movie.
line for him to shake my hand. I got
Are you
pictures.
serious?
Did you? Yeah, I remember the Megan the
I was
Black
big. I was
Dance.
a huge Will Smith fan.
I can't turn any Will Smith movie off, and I can watch it from any place
Yeah.
where it's at. Like,
Maybe we should.
I just finished watching iRobot yesterday.
That's
just
a great
because of
movie.
AI coming out and taking over the whole
That's
world.
old one, I Robot though. That's
I
like
only
probably
wa-
a decade old.
I
now.
watched it because it's the setting of 2035.
Okay.
And it was all about the robots, and everybody's talking these scared, fearful conversations about AI and how robots are taking over now. And so I went back to go try to do my research to try to figure out if there's anything they're trying to tell
You did
me.
your research on,
Yes,
on
on
iRobot.
absolutely.
Have you used AI to create a recipe?
No, but I did teach my son how to cheat on Chat GPT.
There you go.
Good for you.
And that's why the schools are trying
way
to
of the
ban
future.
ChatGPT.
It's not cheap. It's enhancing your own
It's
ability.
enhancing,
It's
absolutely.
enhancing
He
your
still
own
needs
ability.
to type the information in there. But I was like,
You
son,
have to
you
be able
can't
to
bring a
spell.
failing grade. You play baseball and basketball and you're a lefty. I'm going to need you to get your life together because I don't want to pay for you to go to college. You need a scholarship. Chat GPT and don't share it with anybody.
Words of wisdom. If the kids listen, that's it.
And if it sucks to talk back to you and it's mean, just turn it off.
Exactly.
Shawnae, we're going to wrap it up here, but
Yes.
you have such a beautiful spirit and so many words of wisdom. Is there anything that you'd like to part with?
Live your entire life. That's all I got.
I like that.
You got to live it.
Poignant to the point.
That's it.
Fantastic.
I like it.
I don't think I lived anything yet.
I'm going to live
No,
my entire life.
absolutely.
That's
Struggling.
it. I'm off for
struggling.
Weight Watchers, and I'm going there for dinner.
She could cook healthy.
We could
I
go
can
there
cook.
for dinner.
I can prepare you a healthy meal.
Oh, we're definitely going.
mean-
We
said
got to
it
bring the
last
wives.
time.
We'll go.
Yes, come and hang out, drink some
I-
Bring the
sangria.
kids too.
I've never been there.
Place is kid-friendly.
And we spoke about it. The restaurant on our interview with Homer Bush.
Oh, yeah. we
Yeah,
were chatting
because
about
I think he said he had come. Did he go?
He was
or-
looking for restaurants to
and
go
we
to.
told him to go to yours, and he said he hadn't been there yet.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, please come.
it. So we'll call him. We'll bring him down too.
Yes,
There we go.
I got y'all.
But kid-friendly. You have barbecues coming up over the summer.
Yeah, the barbecue's coming outside. We're gonna bring the big grill out. The
Yes.
big ass grill is gonna
Is it-
take
Who
over.
gets
Now it's
the
the
help? Who
Now
gets
it's
the
the
help?
barbecue. I don't know.
Dan
if
is
grill,
helping.
barbecue.
The barbecue
This
is
is
the
barbecue.
device.
Dan is
Grilling.
barbecuing with us. He's barbecuing. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna throw some pineapple on there and some jerk chicken, some brisket, some ribs. We're gonna do chicken.
Make sure he wears
everything.
a hairnet.
I do want to give him a compliment.
Yes.
He
God.
does make the best guacamole I've ever had.
Oh, I love guacamole.
Bring some.
I
Wait,
love
does that mean you're now
guacamole.
going to give it to her and not me?
You guys can both have some.
You got to make enough.
Avocado is excellent. It has great fat in it for the brain and development. So I would definitely continuously eat lots of it because omega fats are in there. And so if you want to replace anything, replace whatever you're cooking with. Do not cook with olive oil. Cook with avocado oil or grapeseed. Just to help.
I'm half Italian.
I know.
To cook with olive oil.
You're not supposed to cook with olive oil because you turn it into something that's deadly when you do cook olive oil.
Right.
You're supposed to eat it raw. So if you can put the avocado in there, it takes high heat and it also helps. So that would be my cooking tip.
But even if you wanted to do something easy, Pam even makes a spray now that's
Yeah.
avocado spray. Is that-
Avocado
does that?
spray, yeah.
I got to look because I need something because I now have eggs or 3 points.
Yeah.
But once you put the butter in the like scramble or whatever, you're like, oh,
Use
the points
coconut.
just jump.
Yeah, use the coconut butter or the avocado butter, something like that. But I would definitely, yeah. You're going to do excellent anyway. I believe it. Weight Watchers, I do believe in.
One more time, what's the address?
381 Van Duzer Street, Staten Island, New York, 10304.
Shawnae Dixon from Shawnae's House. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yes,
Again,
thank you guys
Mike
for having
Bloomfield, Anthony Rapp.
That's
That's
a
a
wrap.
wrap.
me. That's a wrap.
And don't forget to like our show, hit the subscribe button, follow us, share the content, and
Like our
also
reels.
shout out to our friends over at SI Live Studios. What's the name of that new podcast? I forgot.
From the Scene.
From the Scene. So don't forget to go over and visit our friends at SI Live and follow them at From the Scene.
From the scene. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
3 companies, disrupting what you know about marketing and branding. Welcome to M Squared.